Welcome to Dream by Design with Melissa Banks, where women share their dreams, struggles, and successes. How they were able to persevere despite the fear and create the life they want and deserve. If you're looking for inspiration to move you past where you normally would stop, then this is the show for you. Here's your host, Melissa Banks.
Welcome to Dream by Design with Melissa Banks. I'm excited you could be with us today. I'm your host, Melissa Banks, and today we have another amazing woman to share her journey with us and how she was able to keep going despite the circumstances. Our guest today is Chanelle Coleman Wesley. Chanelle is a best-selling author and Empower Her strategist. Welcome to the show, Chanelle.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here, Melissa. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be on this platform.
We're excited to hear from you. So I was really intrigued when I saw that you were an Empower Her strategist. Tell us about that and what does that mean?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. It's just a term that I've coined because the things that I do in my business really go to motivating, encouraging, inspiring women. I want to see women walking boldly within their divinely designed purpose. And so whatever I can do to lend my voice or my platform to leaders, change agents, those who are really, dialed in to being able to serve women, my job is to be able to serve them, so serve the women, because I believe that as women, we just going through our various roles and the things that we take on as nurturers. Most times we're pouring out of our cups and our cup is running empty. So I just want to make sure that women have what we need.
Oh, awesome. I love that. One of the things I loved about you, Chanelle, is your passion for storytelling. As a motivational speaker and just a motivational person myself, I always lean into stories, whether I'm explaining something or talking about something I went through. I just feel stories resonate well with people. So I did notice that you have such a passion for storytelling. Where did that begin, and why do you feel it's important?
I love this question, Melissa. Thanks so much for asking it. I really resonate with stories. One, because it really came from my mother. My mother has a penchant for storytelling. And her sense of faith really kind of helps to open up the ideas of stories. On an even deeper note, I resonated with stories because as a survivor of sexual abuse, oftentimes your mind takes you into spaces or places that are more comfortable or palatable when you're dealing with difficult situations. And so at an early age, I've just been very induced with stories. Stories have allowed me to take control of my narrative. Sometimes, you can take a standpoint from a victim situation and say, well, this happened to me, and then it's, I'm walking in my purpose, and because God allowed this thing to happen, I'm now serving others, and I'm utilizing it to be able to draw strength from and finding purpose in pain. So stories have been very powerful to me. They something that I love. It's a go-to for me. It's a healing place. It's a good thing to be able to go back and celebrate in spaces that you've cried in.
I love that, and I definitely can relate to you in that once I didn't develop storytelling early. I developed it later in life, but because I went through some things as a domestic violence survivor, that once I began to embrace the art of storytelling, I was able to recognize what I went through, what God had brought me through, and where I am now, and I'm able to share that to empower others. So I definitely can relate to you in that aspect. One of the things I wanted to make sure we talked about, and I was so excited to talk to you about the anthology. You're the visionary behind She Said Yes to Herself. I absolutely love the title, so I definitely want you to talk to us about how you came up with the title and the inspiration behind the book. So share with us a little bit about that journey.
Oh, again, I'm loving the questions, Melissa. I'm really passionate about this because it really is my story. There were so many times when I didn't say yes to myself. I was really trying to shrink myself to fit into spaces and places that really couldn't contain or serve me. I was pouring out into everybody else. My cup was empty. I felt like, it was my calling to do all of these things all the things perfectly without a flaw, and it was unrealistic. And so I really started recognizing that, I'm in a space in life. Maybe it's because I'm aging. I'm 47 years young, and I'm loving it. And when I was thinking about where I am at this particular point in my journey, I just started realizing that this is a time that I'm saying yes to myself. And then there was a time when I was saying no, but then I started saying yes. It was a little quiet, got a little louder. Now my yes is loud. It's unapologetic. I don't feel like I need to shrink or to apologize or get someone else's permission or acceptance on where I am at this point in life. And so that really sparked my first book, which was in this vein, which was She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically. It really kind of moved into some summits, and from the summits, it birthed the anthology. And when I say I am so humbled and honored to serve with so many amazing change agents, leaders, authors, speakers, businesswomen from across the globe who have united for the sole purpose of pouring passionately, purposely, and powerfully into women, I'm just amazed. I know this is something that truly God had to bring together for all of these different pieces to come in and to fit in the way that they do. I'm just excited. I know it's going to be transformational for the women who engage in this platform.
Oh, absolutely. It will be amazing. Talk to us a little bit about the book, but the readers that read the book, what do you want them to walk away with? What is it that you're trying to empower them with?
I mean, it's like a toolbox, is what I would say. Mm-hmm. It's an Empower Her guide. It has a tool for every circumstance, situation. There is no woman who is going to be able to read this book and say, you know what, I couldn't find value. I couldn't resonate with anything in the story. When I say that these women have provided inspirational stories, strategies, things that are going to help them overcome limiting beliefs and mindsets, things that are going to help them to exercise faith over fear, things that are going to help them to be unapologetic in their yes, and just recognizing that, it's now is the time for me to, find my purpose and really walk boldly in my purpose. So when I say I'm just excited about the connections, the collaborations, all the things that have stemmed from this project have just truly been an immense blessing already. And so we're just excited to see this launch on next week.
I am super excited. I have to tell you, I cannot wait to get my hands on this book and hear from these powerful women, because I don't believe that there's any power greater than women pouring into women. And I did love what you just said, that it can act as a toolbox for women. And that is an amazing, powerful statement right there. And I appreciate that so much. If you're just joining us, you're listening to Dream by Design with Melissa Banks. Our guest today is best-selling author and Empower Her strategist, Chanelle Coleman Wesley. Go ahead, Chanelle. You want to say something?
I'm just saying, Melissa, I love your voice. I love the platform. I just appreciate another woman who is stepping up to the mantle just to serve women. So I just want to tell you again, thank you so much for what you do, because what you do is totally necessary. So thank you for pouring into women.
Appreciate that. I do. So talk to us a little bit about the journey. Do you feel like your journey, that the things that you've gone through, have prepared you for where you are today?
You know what? It's funny that you asked that. I think, oftentimes we try to avoid pain or painful situations. I was just recounting yesterday. Yesterday would have been my daughter's 20th birthday, but she died at the age of 16. And I was at a period where I had really began mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually just checking out of life. It is a difficult thing for a parent to bury their child. And I was in a very dark space, and it was because of my surviving older daughter, who was really just kind of holding on to me, and she just kept saying the words, "Mama, we need you. Mama, we need you. We need you too." And it was like God just stepped into her and used her to pull me back off of the cliff that I was teetering on. And through this situation, it really caused me to look at the way that I was living my life, the way that I was sitting on my talent, sitting on my purpose, and it really kind of inspired me to jump into just moving in a way that I was going to be able to now to serve people. And so it's been a journey. Like I said, the irony is a lot of times we don't move, when things are comfortable. Sometimes it takes adversity. Sometimes it takes difficulties, things of that nature to be able to push us into spaces and places that were designed for us from the beginning, but we wouldn't move until we encountered these things. And so, like I said, it's a journey. There are good days, there are bad days, but in all of these days, God is still good. And I'm thankful that, that I'm still here.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us, and our condolences on the loss of your daughter. But I appreciate the strength that it takes to share that publicly. And I also appreciate the fact that you're able to see that God is in control, and he's still in control even now. And you're here because you have something to say that others like me, like myself, and others that will hear you, that will inspire us to go just a little bit further. So thank you so much for sharing that. So when you need a moment, though, Chanelle, when things are moving fast, or maybe they're just not moving, but you're doing everything that you can, but things just don't seem to be moving at all. I know I have those times as well. What do you do, or where do you go when you just need that push or that encouragement to keep going?
Oh, like I said, you're asking some great questions. And especially because, I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling just because of the time of year, just, makes you feel a way. You really have to encourage yourself in the Lord. It's, knowing how God has brought you out of those dark moments. It can help you see light in the situation that you're currently in. And what I can say is the Word of God is always transformative. Listening to music, music is a therapy in itself, and prayer. Yeah, in prayer, if it had not been for my children and intercessory prayer, I wouldn't be here today.
Wow, that's wonderful. Okay, as building your business, Chanelle, as a female entrepreneur, have you faced a challenge or challenges that you had to work through and overcome in order to be able to keep going as a female entrepreneur?
Yes, of course. I say that because, life is going to present you challenges. It's going to, make you show up. Life is going to present these things, and it does it indiscriminately. But I think sometimes as women, we have different, sets of challenges, whether it's, the fact that we're competing, feeling like we're competing with, am I the mom, the wife, or, can I do the business? Can I do these things? You have all these competing factions. Then you're dealing with your business, responsibilities. And so sometimes I think as women, because we are nurturers by nature, we have the tendency to play small, don't do the thing, wait, or, are all the things lined up? Does it make sense? And so many times we're, we don't jump out as much as we need to. And so running your own business really kind of helps you to really kind of plan effectively to see your growth and to see where you want to be, become more intentional about taking those bigger steps, about stepping out there and just seeing, whether I, quote unquote, fly, fall, crawl, walk, stand, and stand still. I'm doing something, right? And to me, I'm just really redefining how I see fail. To me, failure is not if I do something and I don't do it 100% the way I plan to. To me, failure is wanting to do something, being created to do something, but doing nothing at all.
Oh, wow. I love that. Okay, so what advice would you have, Chanelle, to someone who's listening to you right now, and you've been so transparent and open and just have inspired so many? What advice would you have? They're listening, they want to start, they're right at that place where you were just speaking about. They have the skills inside of them, but they haven't been able to take the step to start. What would you say to that person?
I would say do it scared. Real quick, when I was a kid, I wanted to go to Great America Six Flags and ride the Eagle, right? And I went up to the Eagle, and I went through the line, and everybody's waiting for me to get on. I'm supposed to be the first person on. I did the walk of shame because I couldn't do it. I turned around, I bowed out. And when I got off of the ride, the nagging feeling is like you should have did it. Everybody was looking at you. I'm like, you didn't do it. And I just talked myself back into going up, getting on the ride. I got in the ride. Your stomach is doing the butterflies, doing all the flip-flops. You go down the first little bend, and it's going slow, and you're thinking it's not so bad. And then next thing you know, you're going up the hill, and then you're thinking, should I look? You're holding on as tight as you can. And it's taking you through all the twists and turns. You're screaming. I'm seeing everybody else raise their hands in the air. I'm thinking, should I raise my hands in the air? Maybe that's why I'm not enjoying the ride. I'm putting my hands up, and then something tells me, girl, if you don't put your hands back on this dang on bar and hold on to it. So I'm holding it. But it was the most exhilarating feeling after I did it. And so after I did it, I kept on doing it. So I say to you, do it scared. If your dreams don't make you suck in your breath, make you question your sanity, ask you, what are you doing up here, then you're not dreaming big enough.
Wow. I love that. And the analogy, I was right there with you. I could see you there screaming and hollering with your hands in the air. I was feeling that. You painted that picture. That was absolutely awesome. This has been an amazing conversation. It has been both inspiring. You have taken us through the journey. We could feel it. We could see it in our vision. So thank you so much for being here. Let our audience know how they can stay connected to you.
Thanks again, Melissa, for the opportunity. Again, it's truly been a pleasure. They can connect with me on Facebook, Chanelle Coleman Wesley. They can email me at shesaidyestoherself@gmail.com, or they can visit the website www.shesaidyestoherself.com.
Well, thank you again for being our guest today. And thank you to our audience for tuning in to today's edition of Dream by Design. I'm your host, Melissa Banks, saying all your dreams are possible. Believe in yourself, work hard, and don't quit. Until next time, thank you for choosing Dream by Design with Melissa Banks. Enjoy your day.